Leaders with influence. Influence is not measured by fame, wealth, or titles. It is measured by impact. Throughout history and scripture, we encounter individuals whose lives shaped nations, transformed communities, and redirected destinies. These people did not always begin with power, but they cultivated character, conviction, and courage. Their influence is not accidental. It is intentional, often forged in the fires of adversity and refined through obedience to a higher calling. Whether you're guiding a congregation, mentoring youth, or equipping families, remember, influence is not a tool you wield. It is a legacy you leave. Leadership is not about titles, positions, or flowcharts. It is about one life influencing another. Leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. Leadership is the ability to influence others towards a common goal. Anyone can be a leader regardless of their position or background if they learn how to influence others positively. Influence is built on trust, and trust comes from consistent ethical behavior. Influential leaders are people of character, honesty, and integrity. Citing Bible examples, Joseph's influence preserved the nations during famine and reconciled the broken family. Joseph teaches us that influence often grows in hidden places before it shines in public places. Esther's story reminds us that influence is not about position alone, but about the purpose and the timing. Her courage to speak up for such a time as this saved her people from annihilation. Paul's radical transformation led him to become one of the most influential voices in the early Christianity. His letters continue to shape theology, discipleship, and leadership. William Wilberforce's faith fueled his advocacy. He labored for decades. His influence was rooted in moral conviction and spiritual resilience. British politician who championed the abolition of slave trade was convinced that all humans are valuable and influenced people of his day. With no political power or wealth, Mother Teresa became a global symbol of compassion. Her ministry to the poorest of the poor in Calcutta demonstrated that influence flows from love in action. She once said, "Not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love." Martin Luther's influence was anchored in biblical justice and belief that love could overcome hate. A preacher with a dream, his voice stirred a movement through nonviolence resistance and prophetic speech. He challenged injustice and inspired generations. True influence is not manipulation. It is inspiration. Influence grows when actions align with values over time. That's why you need consistency all the time. You don't need a pulpit or a platform to be influential. Every conversation, every act of kindness, every prayer whispered over someone's life carries weight of influence. Whether mentoring a child or leading a small group or serving quietly behind the scenes, your life speaks. Your influence goes on to other people. God often uses ordinary people to bring about influence. The disciples were fishermen, tax collectors, zealots. Yet they turned the world upside down because they walked with Jesus' influence. Who has influenced your life deeply and why? Many of our people know social media as their only influencer. People buy into the leader's influence before they buy into the leader's vision. Integrity is the foundation of influence. Who are you is more important than what you do. Who you are is more important than what you do. These are keys to growing your influence. Lead yourself first. This entails personal growth and discipline. Serve others. Influence grows through service. Listen more than you speak. Build relational equity. Live the vision. Be a walking example of what you dream. Communicate clearly. Influence is spread by clarity. Influence flows from a heart of service, not control. Influence also travels on a bridge called relationships. The Bible speaks in Matthew 5:13-14, "You are the salt of the earth. You are the light of the world." Influence is God's calling for every believer. Christian leadership begins with reflecting Christ in every daily life we live. If you can influence someone, you are a leader. The question is not, do I lead? but how do I lead? Start where you are. Influence starts with one decision, one act of love, one step of growth. Lastly, leadership is not about being in charge. It is about taking care of those you're in charge of. Leadership is more than position. It is a force that shapes culture, inspires actions, and transforms lives. Leadership influence reaches beyond directives and decisions, touching hearts and minds of those that it serves. In the end, the true measure of leadership is not found in titles, but in legacy. It lives through the people it uplifts and the change it inspires. Thank you, Patrick, Living Back Community.